Hello, welcome to the Full-Time Whistle. We are back. Aaron, we're back, baby!
Not only are we back, we're doing this in person.
I know, feels very weird doing this in person. But yes, this is the launch of the Full-Time Whistle, probably part 3, I'm guessing.
Part 3, part 4, I've lost count now.
Yeah, no,
completely lost count.
So we've launched this, obviously, a few times. And yes, now we're back. We're stronger than ever.
Definitely stronger than ever.
We are stronger than ever. Fucking hell, where do we start? So
a lot's happened, mate. A lot's happened to this podcast.
it has. Like when we think about the origins of this podcast,
Yeah.
and now we're here. It's only to be fair, we were both here from the start, so it kind of feels fitting that we're still here doing our thing.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, people can relate to it, but doing a football podcast is difficult when you've got like former professional footballers doing football podcasts, and you've got people in the journalists doing football podcasts. So it's very difficult to compete with it. I guess doing the same thing over and over again, you're not going to get the same results with it, which hence why we're going to try something a bit different.
Yeah, so obviously first time round we did the reacting to Premier League scores and reacting to the Premier League, and then that kind of got to a stage where I think we did it quite well up until the World Cup, until me and Aaron actually met the first time. Yeah. So me and Aaron hadn't met each other. And then,
second time we're meeting, by the way.
Yeah, second time. So me and Aaron met probably a week after we finished the first run of the podcast, and we were like, we've got so many ideas, we're going to do it. And then the World Cup happened, and then we just didn't pick it up after that.
Life got in the way.
It did.
As usual, life got in the way.
It did. And then we kind of had our hiatus, and then the start of this season, because obviously we were in the same season, we got it back up and running again, and we got on a good streak.
Yeah.
And then we took a pause just because we have got some really good partnerships now. So we felt it was probably quite fitting to kind of just take a little pause and reevaluate kind of what we wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely, Jack. I think with the partnerships we've got, allows us to go in a different direction. It also means that we can sort of broaden our content.
Yeah.
I guess like what we were doing before was talking about Premier League specifically. And as someone who supports Cardiff City, I don't really watch a lot of Premier League, bar the 3-minute highlights that you get on YouTube, the Sky Sports YouTube channel. With that, by the way, what I will say is, Jack didn't tell me that he was putting his kit, because I would have got my Cardiff kit on.
Look at this. Oh, wait, what's that on the side of that badge? Oh, Premier League, baby!
so that's Premier League for, another 4 or 5 months, and then they'll be back in the Championship.
Go fuck yourself.
But anyway, so this podcast is not just solely Premier League anymore.
No, it's not.
It's not just solely Premier League anymore. I felt that I was giving my opinions based on 3-minute highlights. It wasn't great, and then getting slagged off for literally putting my opinions on based on 3-minute highlights. And I guess with that as well, Jack, doing Premier League as well, we're not going to compete with anyone else, right? So
obviously we both know that we're in a very saturated market, and there's a lot of what we were doing going around. So now probably in terms of these partnerships as well, it's kind of obviously made us reconsider.
Let's talk about these partnerships then.
Yeah, let's. Yeah. So the first partnership we're happy to announce is with Fives Football, Five Soccer Centres. So they're a small-sided football company who run across the UK. So they've got a site in London, they've got a site in Manchester, a site in Leeds, Wigan, Hamilton, and in Birmingham as well. So they're all spread across the world, UK.
Soon to be the world.
That is all, potentially.
Shh, I work for the company.
Shh, no.
Can cut that out?
No, we can't. It's staying in. So we partner with Fives, and so we're going to be across our own social channels. We're going to be across their social channels. So that's kind of the basis that we kind of went off. We need something that's going to be like relatable to, obviously, both our audience and then also the Fives audience, and something that can also be interacted with. So a lot of the thing that we're going to be doing going forward is talking about our top 10s, what our favourite kits, our favourite players,
Best 11s.
best 11s, that sort of
all
thing.
topical subjects. Instead of
Yeah.
talking about weekly results, we want to get
Yeah.
debates out there. We want to get topical conversations out there.
And I think like interacting with our audience, because the thing is like
Yeah.
obviously we both know that not everything that we say that you are going to agree with. Do you know what I mean? Like we're not
And probably
going to,
not, because we talk a lot of shite.
Well,
Well,
you-
I talk
well,
a lot
you-
of shit.
You do, yes,
I
you
talk
do,
a lot
yeah.
of shit, yeah.
You talk a lot of shit. So yeah, we both kind of want kind of the audience engagement. Like the ideas we've had, and we've been like, okay, let's set this in stone, let's do this. And then once we've had the ideas, we're like, oh fuck, we should have included that, or we should have included this. So
Yeah.
it just shows kind of the scope that we can kind of get with this podcast. And
Oh, definitely.
and I think obviously like linking with a partner like Fives means that we can kind of then bring kind of the small sided world into that, and obviously we're gonna kind of put our commentary vocals on some stuff for Fives, and
Yep.
so yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting, really.
Very excited, Jack. Very excited. But there's also another exciting partnership that we've got. Something that's very close to our hearts. And
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So we've also linked up with Andy's Man Club, who are a mental health suicide prevention charity, who were based originally in Halifax, and they've now became a support group that's throughout the UK. I first became aware of them in London from going to a sports venue and seeing them give out like wristbands and kind of just trying to get their name out there. And then the more I've researched them, the more I was like, fucking hell, that's kind of what resonates with kind of what I've been through, and then talking to you about it before we secure the partnerships, kind of a similar vibe with yourself.
Oh, definitely.
And then, like, obviously, if listeners and viewers who've been with us before kind of might have heard the podcast we did originally with Andy's Man Club, the first one with Aidan, so they kind of would have heard kind of what is going to be going forward. So it's really good to have that, because we know that our audience is going to be is very male dominated, and again, when you've got a demographic like that, it's very hard for us as males to talk about our feelings, what we've gone through, what our triggers have been. So we're not going to, when we do episodes with Andy's Man Club, it's not going to be, you must, if you feel like this way, you must get involved and you must go to their sites and stuff like that. It's just more the awareness around that sort of
Definitely
thing.
raising the awareness, because at the end of the day, this is a football podcast, Jack. With football, as everyone you know, it's very toxic.
Yeah.
You know, you have an opinion. Certainly, my opinions, a lot of people don't agree with, and it can be very toxic in the responses. So I think raising the awareness, getting Andy's Man.
But the thing is, then also like I, especially myself, I feel a lot more open when I'm around like a football crowd, and I feel like a lot more open when I'm in that safe environment.